Good morning, INTERWEB. Let's world build. Flags. Flags are like opinions. Everyone has one, most are terrible. Veneto, Italy, Prince Edward Island, Canada, Bariz in the Basque Country, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, Brown County, Nebraska, and literally all of Liberia. If you think these are bad, trust me, it used to be much worse. Until 2017, this was the flag of Pocatello, Idaho. Yes, that is a trademark symbol. Yes, that is a copyright disclaimer, and yes, that flag may well have been the worst thing ever designed by humans. That or the 2016 MacBook Pro. Now in 2006, NAVA, the North American Vexillological Association, published Good Flag, Bad Flag, setting out their 5 basic principles of flag design. Namely, keep it simple, use meaningful symbolism, use 2 to 3 basic colours, no lettering or seals, and be distinctive or be related. These guidelines, despite being endorsed by flag nerds the world over, are, well, basic. And it's a shame that we rarely talk about NAVA's other, much more detailed and comprehensive report on flag design. So let's all take a second to talk about that report and a more nuanced approach to flag building. But first, some terminology. Front, aka obverse, back, aka reverse, ratio, hoist, fly, canton, and device or charge. Flags tend to be rectangular with ratios between 1 to 1.5 and 1 to 2. That said, other flag-like forms do exist, most notably the flag of Nepal. The double pennon works here because the shape invokes the Himalayan mountains, so only deviate from the standard rectangle if there is a symbolic reason to do so, and be aware of cost and maintenance. For demo purposes, I'm going to go with a 16:9 rectangle for my channel's flag because that's the aspect ratio of YouTube videos. Choose symbolically significant colours and apply them thoughtfully with contrast in mind. Light on dark, dark on light, and light separating dark. In general, 2 to 3 colours are advised, but you can easily make 4, 5 and even 6 colours work if and only if you think symbolically and in terms of contrast. Any more and you're probably just cramming. Case in point, this dumpster fire, which is less a flag and more of the love child between a barcode and some 80s wallpaper. On the other end of the scale, single colour flags are usually frowned upon, but throw in a unique shape, and they could work. That said, I decided to go with my 3 primary video colours, red, white and black. And despite there being a number of really cool ways to divide up a flag, I went with this. Black symbolising space, and white symbolising a planet and a blank canvas. If a flag requires a device, make it a single graphical representation of something symbolic and place it in the centre of the flag or in the canton. These 2 areas are prime flag real estate as they are visible when flying in the wind or hanging limp. Most flags are dyed through and through, meaning the reverse is a mirror image of the obverse. Thus, any device should either have vertical symmetry or be designed in such a way that its mirror image is still recognisable and looks good. You could do a Paraguay and have 2 different designs, front and back, but this increases the cost of the flag and undermines recognition. Also, if your device has directionality, consider pointing it towards the flagpole. This falls out of heraldry where right-facing animals are seen as a symbol of cowardice. Oh, and Virginia? No seals. Period. They are designed to be viewed close up, not at a distance. Logos, on the other hand, could work well if they are super basic and do not contain text. Because flags should never feature plain text. Wisconsin. Text is unreadable when the flag is fluttering in the wind, at a distance, and will be reversed on the reverse. Want to use text? Do a Colorado and make it a graphical component rather than just plain text. Same goes for numbers. For my flag, I went with a red stylized star and a half moon and placed it in the centre of my flag. Interesting side note, this flag can be entirely constructed using a straight edge, a compass, and by folding fabric. You totally don't have to impose this kind of restraint on yourself, but I like to know that my flags could have been created back in pre-Illustrator times. Once you've completed a flag, run it through a simulation to see if the design works well in real-life conditions. See if an imperfect freehand drawing of it can still be easily identified. Check to see if the design is identifiable at lapel pin size scales, and check to see if your flag works in grayscale. Pass all these criteria and chances are you have a good flag. Now, if you want to design multiple flags, like state flags for example, prioritize local distinctiveness over higher level groupings. Take the Japanese prefecture flags. aka the Helvetica vexillology, so objectively brilliant that it's become kinda trendy to hate them. They are clearly part of the same family, yet each are unique. Additionally, their devices are inspired by calligraphy and geography, making them inclusive. Not that that's a huge factor in Japan, but it's a good take-home. Flags need to be inclusive. Contrast this with the Australian state flags. Homogeneous and Eurocentric. Sorry Australia, that was mean, but in my defence, I didn't bring up Adelaide. That would have been really mean. Good morning INTERWEB, follow up from the albedo video, spreadsheets. I am not going to allow online editing access to my spreadsheets because someone is going to get in there and wreck them for everyone. So if I make a video with a spreadsheet and you want that spreadsheet, go to that video's doobly-doo, hit the link, a spreadsheet will open, go to File, Download As, and save them locally to your computer. I think that's probably the safest way of doing this, so just to let you know, that's how it's going to happen. Temperature. Another great way of calculating the temperature of a planet if you don't want to do all the crazy maths is to use a simulator like Universe Sandbox or Space Engine. Now I don't know why I didn't mention this in the last video, I really should have, but just know simulators are an option and they're really good. And finally, barring some sort of crazy Christmas miracle, this is going to be the last video before Christmas, so I just want to take this opportunity to wish all of Artifexia a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. I hope 2017 was a good year for you guys, and I hope 2018 will be even better. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next year, Edgar out.